So Dream Bearer by Walter D. Myers is the first book I read in a long time that I didn't get it. And it didn't really come together until the end. And as much as part of me was like, well, let me go back and reread it. I don't have time. I have too many other books I want to read. Dreamkeeper, and if I'm saying it wrong, you'll see the title again. It's a very real story. One thing about Walter D. Myers is not a whole bunch of action with some of his books. And this is definitely one of those. He's another one who I believe, I don't know if him and Jason Reynolds ever met, but I felt like he went to Jason Reynolds and said, here, take the mantle. I've said this in another video. He's one of the authors I wish I met him before he passed. Because when I said I had a huge love for him, I'm even in the process now of collecting all the books he has written. But I'm trying to do a better job of reading the books on my shelf first before I just purchase all his books. Because I may realize a book that I purchased isn't one that I like. If that is possible, I don't know. This one, it wasn't a matter that I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. So you have David, who life is not going well in the sense you have your brother, who you notice just goes missing. Mom suspects it's drugs. You don't want to believe that it's drugs. He even convinces you it's not drugs. But you're going to find out, sadly, something's going on with him, that he's not getting his work done. He's not coming home at night. He's being very disrespectful and rude to his parents. Then you have Dad, who is finding a hard time. I can't remember if he was just having a hard time keeping a job or finding work. So he finally gets work. But the opposition with his dad getting work is the mom has been advocating with a community group. There was a building they noticed that was vacant. So when they went to go buy this property that they realized no one is using it, the city went to go buy it. And the guy who owned the building admitted, no, I technically still own it, so y'all can't sell it because I'm still paying the taxes on it. I can't remember the specifics on it, but in other words, they were not able to occupy this building the way they wanted to, the residents of the city where he lived, because they wanted to use it for like a community outreach building. I want to say a homeless transition center, basically something that will benefit the community. With the owner, he's all about, I'm trying to make money. So he hires David's dad, who David, ever since Dad has been acting, he can be very combative at times. Some moments he's very tender, but then he has these moments where he can be very abusive. And so since that has been happening, they don't call him Dad anymore. They call him Reuben. So Reuben has been working for this owner of this building because the owner claims he's fixing it up so he can resell it. So the mom feels some type of way because you're working for this man that's really taking something that could be used better for the community. So you have that going on. But at the same time, you could tell Dad is struggling. I felt like it was a mental illness. It may be depression. You don't really know what's happening with Dad, but you know he's fighting something that happened to his past, and you'll find out more about how David discovers my dad is not mean. He's dealing with some things that I can't really help him with. And you have that going on. And then you have David, who has a best friend, Lauren. Lauren got on my nerves. Lauren is biracial. Lauren's mama is white, and his dad is black. And Lauren got a smart mouth. Like, Lauren is quick to talk junk about stupid stuff. And you just like, David's like, but that's his homie. That's his boy. And then you have, I feel like it's Simi, but I might be saying her name wrong. And if I am, I'll correct it when I go to, I forgot what country she's from in Africa, but her parents are actually in the process of getting citizenship. So I don't know when this book was based. And when I can look up the year, I will put it in here when I go to post this video. But this was a very story to read because you have all these sideline stories, but at the same time, David is the focus. Will his dad come around eventually, or will he not come around? How is his mom dealing with this? Because I remember at one point the dad was saying, I don't have a home because your mom is working and paying all the bills. I don't technically have a home. Like you can tell and you understand a man's burden when you cannot provide sufficiently and consistently for your family, and how that can mess with a man's self-esteem. And you definitely see that in the book. And I felt like because his work was not at like he would like it to be, he lashed out on his family, not realizing that they want him to succeed too. So you have that going on, and it's just a matter of, will his dad get to the other side of this? Will his brother, will they find out what's going on with him and be able to help him? Will his best friend be able to get his female best friend, again, I'll put her name up there, will she be able to get citizenship? And then, okay, that's the part I forgot. Because it wasn't a major part, but it was a major part. So he meets this elderly man who says he's the keeper of dreams. And he shares his dreams with David. And of course, the mom and dad are a little alarmed because who is this random homeless man? And now we would call it unhoused in 2025. Talking to you, has he touched you? Is he drinking? And his role was so small, but yet it was so big. But it helped David realize some things in the end of the book. So that's what I mean by you didn't really know how this tied in until the end. And I really felt like that whole a part of me, until I read the synopsis of the book, because again, I'm good for reading books without reading the synopsis. After I read the synopsis, everything made sense to me. But nevertheless, before I read it, I really felt like the Dream Keeper, it really should have been under another title, and the Dream Keeper couldn't even need to be in the book. But after I read the synopsis, I understand how it tied in, and I get it. But yeah,